You've got your notes again.
Always got to make sure you have your notes.
We're really good at these intros and hyping people up.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the second map of the grand final. It was an epic first bout.
I think we were better when we didn't try. But what do your notes say?
It says Sadikist is really mean.
That's accurate. Finally, you got something right on that piece of paper that has nothing of your own writing on it. You work hard. You work hard to make it look like you're working hard.
It's the best way.
It is the best way. All right, Cobblestone, look, we talked a little bit about it before the game.
Yep.
Huge confidence in Space Soldiers and the way they try and execute onto the B site. Pretty much just go in and look for picks. When it does break down, they do have the smoke execution.
Yep.
What do we expect to come out from Epsilon on this, though? I mean, we've seen a little bit throughout the weekend. Can they adapt, double up, potential? Is that something that they have in folds and spades over top of Space Soldiers?
The problem is Space Soldiers are so good at getting the map control on this map. They're really good at pushing back the A side of the map, actually taking vision away from CTs. It's really difficult to lock them down. It looks like the pistol is about to start. I feel like this is going to be a 2-0. This is Space Soldiers firing on all cylinders right now. If they're winning maps without Xanteras really showing up, that's quite a scary prospect. We'll see what happens as we go into the pistol round here. It's going to be Epsilon starting on the T side, the favored side, and actually starting off quickly. It's going to be Paz getting that first headshot, taking down Disco Doblin.
You might get more than that, you know. Zelos gets hit down to 8 HP. They're going to go and drop instead. Why face him when they can go elsewhere and try and exploit some weaknesses potentially in the defense? Freddy B jumps across, catches Engine as he lands down inside of the window, but unfortunately, he's lost most of his teammates while that all happens. Boost back up, which is a bit peculiar. And they want to get the bomb, obviously, but peculiar in the fact that they're going to split up and they have to commit to the B side at this point. Unless... somehow, okay, well, I was going to say, unless they could bypass, if Freddy could get behind Desp, who's committed inside the site, but they can't get the bomb back to him. If they threw it down, they could have gone for a cool plan. It might have been an interesting strategy. Highly doubtful they would have tried it, but Space Soldiers go up 1-0 regardless.
Has 4 kills there on the B-bomb site. Epsilon don't get anything going for them whatsoever. No bomb planted. That almost guarantees it'll be a force buy here in the second round, which it will be. Tech-9s, Deagles, CZs, head armor. Limited in terms of grenades, but that's really good work from Paz. They're going for that aggressive first pick, using that stair area. It's very viable on the pistol round now. Obviously, we talk about it being eradicated with the Molotov. It's very rare a T-side will ever buy Molotovs on that T-pistol, so good stuff from him. There is a UMP in the hands of Freddy, but he takes heavy nade damage at the start towards drop-down room. It will be quite a heavy focus towards the B side of the map this time. Smoked out and dropped down as well. The T's have to work out what the next move is here. Zelos edging his way towards the upper platform, hoping he can have someone's head presented towards him, he can rip their head off, but Desert Eagle edging in slowly. It's Engine who's actually playing towards the back of Chicken Coop. He doesn't want to face it at all. He's actually happy to get some information here, but knows the Eagle's coming out. He's not going to try and face at that range. A shotgun shot does start rattling off. It's Sugak to get the first one, but Death does go down in return.
Pat's going to play toward long from just beyond the archway at drop. Engine therefore watches his shoulder while that flame it extinguishes. So they'll swap off of each other's information accordingly. Paz doesn't even need to watch that arch, and the UMP, of course, can't fire far enough away to do decent damage onto those at platforms. So Paz, he'll have the first chance to do that damage, and he'll tell Engine when time comes for him to peek. But he puts out a smoke early, and I'm pretty sure that Doblin would have spotted that going down, so they may already know that Chicken Coop is occupied. We'll see if the Deagles can therefore pick him apart as they go out. It's Disco Doblin instead that goes down at Engine's hands. Freddy does find him in return, but it's now a smoke and a flash toward Paz. He acts accordingly, swings out wide, and it's on to just Draken. And 1 versus 3.
And not really much you can do there. It's a big round for Space Soldiers to pick up as well. Only dropping 2 players. That's actually a pretty good result, considering they're up against the force buy of Epsilon. There's definitely potential for them to win that round, and will be the full eco going into number 3 here. Just Glocks, maybe 1 or 2 PT-50s. That's about all you can justify here. No bomb planted in second, no injection of cash. They do get that bomb down, and it's an extra 800. Round number 3. 4 rifles in the hands of Space Soldiers here, no shotguns anymore. And it's going to be Desp with the UMP. This is the case of Desp. He's trying to get as many kills as possible. He's alone towards that mid area, getting in towards danger, and there's going to be a long A rush here. He could actually get a ton of cash if he can mow them down. He can hear them coming as well.
Despa inside of danger is going to get wrapped around entirely. Tries to go back out, drop down. Zealous does so, and that gives him the escape pattern down through the bottom and middle. No one else there. They've already bypassed. He stays alive with the UMP, and he'll stay alive longer. But Sugak's going to go ahead and drop down res. Engine comes over. Freddy B falls as well. 3 rounds down. Epsilon onto the guns immediately, and Draken saved up enough to go glass cannon. So they're getting aggressive early for Epsilon.
Desp has got the orb as well, and the form he's in right now, it's going to be challenging to actually take him down. Speaking to the guys outside, they said when he gets in some sort of godlike form, he's like one of the scariest AWPers, but he has to be firing all cylinders. It's not like he can perform like that every single map, but when he is in the zone, he's absolutely nuts, and that's pretty evident this tournament. When he has the big games, it's been pretty crazy to see some of the shots he's hitting. It's going to be 3-0 here in favor of Space Soldiers. A great start for them. Of course, there's a T-sided map, and they can pick up this first gun round and be in a great position here. Draken just with the glass cannon AWP, they will have no money remaining for the next round. It's on default so far. Draken just holding towards middle. That's the AWPer. Hoping that someone will give him a face here. And Desp will be there as well. Another smoke comes in. They know this smoke is used to scout towards mid.
Meanwhile, bomb heading over toward B. Decoy still down inside a drop. Molotov goes further than the stairwell, doesn't it? Bounced a little too far, as we see from Paz. Thankfully, no one there that can exploit that. Paz will try and play this off so that Engine can peek accordingly, because he's the one that sees above the wall of smokes, sees them dropping down. Does Engine bother to peek or not? Is he going to try and bait them toward the site? Doesn't matter. He gets the first kill on Rez already, and then he'll evade them by going back into their own smokes. Tries to deny the bomb plant, but can't find the lineup onto Freddy, and therefore it's an immediate reload, reposition, and a great shot from Freddy in turn, who stays alive not only to plant the bomb, but take down Zontares. Thankfully, he gets traded immediately after, and Engine's the one that's going to do all the work. He started it, but he won't finish it. Draken's going to get him out of the play relatively quickly and relatively easily, because he's still on 100 HP, and the retake still is fading away because it's Desp that goes down, and he's got to try and rotate back around. Zealous walks out late, and it's Epsilon's first round.
Decent BXQ coming in there. You saw the CTs actually had the opportunity. That player boosted on the tree. Could have potentially got 1 or 2, just couldn't land the shots that are coming in. A lot of flashbangs raining over, and we have got a pause coming in. This will be technical. I think there's a microphone issue on one of the Epsilon machines. Yep.
Maybe.
Yeah, I can see it on my screen. I've got the inside info.
Oh yeah, you have chat. I want chat. Speaking of chat, if you download Palringo, that was okay, Ulf. You read my mind, producer. You can go exactly there, chat.palringo.com ASM. You can chat with everyone in this room. If you're not on Twitch watching in front of us, but you still want to be a troll, that's where you do it.
I'm going to do that right after this game.
You are a troll.
It's going to be fantastic. Well, the issue has been resolved. It's going to be 3-1 Epsilon. Please be careful this round. You can see the money. It's a little bit difficult for both teams, actually. It's a big round going forward into number 5 here. As the B executed worked out so well for Epsilon. Draken still on the AWP, of course, but good nade damage coming in from the CTs there towards drop down once again. We'll see whether this aggressive play from Engine works out once more.
Boost up in the corner at long, Zontares. And put Desp up on just that 5-7. UMP out for Rez as well, so money desperate on both sides. It's a break either way. Tujuk takes down both as they drop through. Disco will eventually fall in and get the trade onto him, but 2 for 1 favors CT, and Zontares, after boosting at A, is going to wrap back around, watch the window. They're trapped inside the drop position. The one thing that could open this back up is the lurk from Freddy.
Yeah, he is actually all the way towards long A. Let's all be aware of this, but he's only got the 5-7 to challenge him. Does a little bit of damage, but that's all we'll get. Equalizes the situation to a 3-on-3, but Paz, he's got other ideas with Disco Doppelin coming out of the window area, seeing if that distraction was enough to take the interest away from him, but it wasn't. Freddy being now isolated away from his teammate. That's Draken. He's towards the upper platform. Now it's up to Freddy to cause a big enough distraction. He needs to get 1 kill here and stay alive as long as possible, but it actually might be working out, you know, because Engine, he's rotated off towards B as well, but if Freddy does die, it's going to be in a 3-on-1 situation. That's happened. Draken has got the AWP. He's got time to plan here to get towards that upper platform and potentially do this. I would say you wait for the first kill here, and then now you start repositioning yourself.
Positioning himself or not, he definitely did wait. At least smoke bounced off to the left. There's a slight gap, I think, toward Rock, but he's not going to go that direction. Boost coming up, so they're going to try and split onto him, but AWP, he can still isolate them here. Doesn't spot Zontares right away, but now he does. You called it. He might be able to get them all down with the bomb plant. Draken does exactly that, and Epsilon pick up 2 in a row. They break Space Soldiers early, and it's now their turn to take the advantage.
It was a difficult play for them to actually try and make happen, but Epsilon is a big call. Freddy B towards that A side by himself. I said he had to get 1 kill to even make that a possibility, but as soon as I saw the AWP in the hands of Draken, he had enough time to plant there, and good positioning as well. Like I said, getting that first kill was so important. He couldn't afford this to be defensive at that point. Need to be aggressive, finding kills, utilizing that range. advantage of the AWP. Makes it happen as well. 2 rounds now in a row for Epsilon. That's broken the economy of Space Soldiers. So let us be on to the PT50s. 3 versus 1. Just the kind of rounds that Epsilon needs to get them back into this series. They're currently 1 map down if you are just joining us. It's a pretty exciting game on cash. Space Soldiers going down 6-0 and pulling the game back with a phenomenal T side towards the end. And now it's a long A attack. Freddie B going in first. And it should be a pretty clean procedure at this point. They know it's a full eco. Sticking together, not giving anything away this time. Freddie B and Zelos sticking together, making sure they're using the buddy system. And Zantares waits on the side for them.
Freddie wraps around Zantares. First time we've seen someone actually bake them into that position all weekend. Usually with people playing it up this weekend, for whatever reason, I wanted to go aggressive. Rez, meanwhile, though, will get 2 gooks back when he comes back over. Zantares falls to Draken, though, and this is all falling apart again. These pistols, he thought there was promise to start. Paz, rather. He'll find 1, but falls immediately after. 3 players stay up. Epsilon picks up the 3rd round. Tie the game, and now guns come back up for the Space Soldiers.
3-3. It's very interesting. We said, Matt, every single time these maps seems to be incredibly close. No one seems to run away with it. Which is a nice change. Grand finals and CSGO usually are quite one-sided affairs, and I don't think this one's going to be. 3 maps, definitely a possibility. 5 rifles now for the Space Soldiers. No AWP in the hands of Desp. That has been one of their strongest assets here. Straken, once again, holding towards middle, seeing if there is any sort of aggressive play from the CT toward that smoke. But Desp and Zantares playing together near danger, trying to have a little bit of a bait and switch set up there.
And they're waiting for the opportunity to present itself with that boost at Long B. Freddie clears Bales. AWP to hold the angle in the corner while he goes further and double checks with certainty that there is no one there, but look at the double setup at the X-ray reveals, and Zantares again will be the one to try and bait them in. Desp gets first shot. Draken adjusts quickly, does find Zantares down low, nearly gets the pistol in time, but Desp will get away, 66 HP, and the man advantage, the all-important man advantage for Space Soldiers in this situation. Rez, meanwhile, is going to go on to B, having lost his 2 teammates at A, and Engine catches the bomb on the way through. It's committed to the site, but so too are they, as they'll pick that back up. No smoke on the cross. In fact, on the way through, Disco bypasses bomb, elects to go for Paz instead, and that'll equalize the situation. But the HP is still extremely low for Disco in the process of doing so.
And they have not got that AWP in hand either, so this is still very possible for the CT to rotate back in, but that makes things a little bit more difficult. Rez taking down 2 guys, just going to leave Desp now, and he's got 5 HP, took a ton of damage, and that's going to be it. Rez finishes things off and takes the advantage for Epsilon as well, 4-3. And I feel like the money's still going to be in tatters for Space Soldiers here, so this T-side advantage proving to be an actual reality. As we go 4-3, and there's going to be another eco going in for Space Soldiers here. Not going to be investing much, just CZ's PD50s, a Deagle in the hand of Zantares, but that man can make peculiar things happen with that weapon.
Flash and nade, all expenses thrown toward the bottom of danger. It's Desp to get 1 headshot lineup, but that's about all he's worth in that situation. 1 done. Freddie catches him out. Bomb dropped on the way up the ramp. It's going to be Freddie that now has to hold the angle as Draken falls. Grab that in the hands of Zelos. And regroup, but look at the push coming around. It might just be pistols, but they've got good information. They've actually got decent map control and Engine. He's going to call. They've gone back up toward danger. He's just waiting to make sure of it. With pistol, you always want to urge him on. You almost want to push him to go in and try and pincer them a lot faster to keep that close quarters proximity, because as they go, these AKs still pick apart the CTs in the sights. Zantares will fall first. Dopplet around. Tuchuk able to get 1, but Zelos is there to trade immediately after. And Engine, Freddie, well, he knows exactly where he is. He just has to hold the angle, hold the cross bomb to go down. Zelos is low enough on HP, though, that this is still not a foregone conclusion, specifically now, although, yes, it's distance. Mac 10 picked up.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult to make anything happen, though. He does spot Freddie B, though, so that's a bit of info gathered. Oh, that's a hell of a shot. Okay, then. Oh, okay, wow. Space Soldiers not really investing anything into that run. I said, as soon as the players like Zantares have the Desert Eagle, anything can really happen. But the thing is, Epsilon, I feel like that's a sloppy anti-eco from them. They know it's a full eco going into it. They didn't really run the full default like they've been doing on their gun rounds. So they're pretty much full committed at the start of the round to 5 people going towards middle. And they get the first player caught out, goes down to the 4-on-4, but then the rotations come in. They've got no one watching their flanks. On those anti-ecos, you see the top teams, they'll have someone waiting in the B halls. They can't allow that rotation to come in. You're punishing anyone that's trying to have those cheeky little plays come in the back. If you're not aware of it, that can be a massive problem.
And even watch Space Soldier's approach. Even when it's not an eco, he'll sit in Rapunzel and literally watch over the entire courtyard for that reason. There's no way by. He may not be able to hit the shot if the guy goes lower and up the new B connecting stairs toward the Dragon Lore poster. But look, point is, he's got the information. He keeps the map open, so definitely something that has to be considered for Epsilon moving forward. Zelos fires into the floor, potentially to mask his teammates moving in and flashing over, but it's Xantaras instead that gets 2 kills as he gets rolling. It's a scary proposition. Nade and Molotov out toward the chicken coop. Unfortunately, can't sit around to watch the escape pattern from the player within. It's Engine, and instead of going out toward the statue, he gets aggressive on the 2 side arches, which I do think there's more to actually come from in those 2 positions.
I would agree. 5-on-2. 5-on-3, sorry, and it's going to be the bomb down in B halls for now. It's going to be just a case of trying to find a pick, and they've done it as well. Both players facing towards the top of drop down on the screen right now. They take down 2 gugs. I feel like that's an overextension from the CT point of view. And you find those first 2 picks, it's a very difficult position to hold in general. Why they're not playing passively, making the T's make the next move, is a little bit beyond me. But still, they do have the man advantage. Engine going to be hunting here, but the Molotov comes in, that moves him out of position, back towards the bomb site. Still 45 seconds remaining here. Rez, he's going aggressive. He's had a great tournament so far, and he could actually cause a lot of trouble here as he comes in full spray. Gives his position away, can't find the kill, but does do damage towards Signature.
Zelos with 1 on Xantaras. He's still dancing inside of the site. Doesn't have the angle. He's trying to find it, and it's Desp with the EWP. Nearly finds an additional kill, but Rez only managing 1 further for Epsilon. And Space Soldiers will snap the lead away at 5-4. In doing so, building up their bank further as well.
And breaking the bank of Epsilon in more ways than one. This is going to be a partial buy here, not fully forcing. They could force it, they wanted to get full Tech 9s and armor, but the lost bonus now is at the 2nd stage. It'll be a 3rd next round, so the money won't be too bad. It'll be $2,400 coming in. They'll be able to certainly get AKs across the board. I don't think they can get an AWP. No, they cannot. Well, actually, they could. It'd be Glass Cannon, it'd be Zelos who could buy one, but see how this pans out for them. Glocks, Tech 9s, 2 flashbangs. 5 people on upper, and here's the execution.
Engine still inside of that chicken coop position, though, but Paz gets obliterated. Tuchik goes down. Desp has to hit a long shot. He's still there, though. Deny the plant, go for it. Engine inside peaks, smartly so, as the smoke's out on his right side. He wouldn't have had the opportunity presented. Doplin has at least picked up an M4. Oh, I think Desp saw it. Just saw the pistol sticking out. He was considering looking elsewhere, but timing is favorable. And Epsilon will be limited to 1 M4, bomb down in sight. He may be inside of the drop room, but he's got very little options to work with in Xantaras. Here's some good dink from the Tech 9 now. Forces him to fall further away, but still bomb down in the sight.
Pretty simple round there. Eventually, 4 Space Soldiers. Did lose the first couple of frags as they came into the bomb site. The good flashbangs coming over. And Epsilon managed to get a couple of kills, but that's all they'll get.
Interestingly enough, too, we haven't seen the double op really pop up. It's not, I mean, to be fair, Space Soldiers have run probably the least of the top 4 teams that we saw today in the semis.
Yeah, I think that's true. Well, 6-4 now. It's going to be Epsilon, like I said. Couldn't get the North themselves. Draken's been influential in getting those opening picks when they have had success in the gun rounds. 1 player towards middle. That will be the aforementioned player. 4 of them towards upper platform as well. Bombers in the hands of Reds, and B is where they have had success, but they're somewhat limited. They don't have the same amount of utility. They're going to be going all in here. 4 players going to be jumping out with the smokes.
Engine inside of a smoke. Paz outside of a smoke. Can't spot toward that alleyway where Zelos is trying to push forward. He'll get toward the corner of the wall. Gun barrel not yet sticking through. As it does, though, Paz waiting. So too is Engine. Drops bomb on the way through. Xantaras will collect, and Space Soldiers completely shut it down once more. Extend the lead to 3.
Lovely round from Space Soldiers. Only dropping 1 single kill there. Decent B defense as well. Epsilon doing the full wall of smokes there. Normally expect a bomb to come down at that situation. And it's going to be another economy situation from Epsilon here. They're going to have the Desert Eagles, Tech 9s, and not really much else to work with. This is going to be Space Soldiers winning the half, but you can never be too sure. There's always a possibility that their first kill comes in and they pick up a weapon, they can do something with it. There's like Rez. Drake and Disco Doppelin certainly have that potential. But Des back onto the AWP. It'll be towards the top and middle. Very defensively, but Xantares, that's not in his blood. He is one player, especially on Cobble on the T side, and he knows the opposition or an eco. He's more than happy to go hunting for those kills.
Engine Zelos to start it off, but Xantares gets obliterated this time as Draken comes around quickly. AK to boot.
Start.
Molotov thrown toward the balcony. It's going to force an immediate entrance from Paz, getting a finer position, but Desp still going to work right now with the AWP. Bomb dropped and flung forward by Engine. And they close it out. Same name I mentioned, same two, in fact, with the AWP on Desp. So 8-4, they double up now on Epsilon.
Impressive stuff. Oh, it did get a little bit scary though when Xantares went down, like I said. Loves to go hunting for the frags. Sometimes it can be detrimental to his team's performance, but this time they do recover. Desp hitting the shots once again. We'll have a quick look at the scoreboard as well. It'll be 14 kills for Engine, Paz 12. Same story for Desp as well. Xantares quiet once again, 6 for 9. You can see it in his play, maybe getting a little bit frustrated and just trying to bump up those frag totals. The Space Soldiers have won the half now, 8-4. Coming into the closing sectors of the first half here on the second map. It was Space Soldiers picked up the first of the best of 3, so they close this out. They will be crowned the champions. Epsilon on the chase, and I'm on the T side right now, and pretty far behind. We Disco Doppelin this time on the AWP, so after Draken, he was given that role, and has been swapped over. We'll see if this works out for them, see if he can find something and get rolling. Once again, focusing towards that B side of the map, all 5 players there, so you'd assume that this will be another execution in terms of the actual smoke grenades going over, but decent incendiary there from 2Gugs. Will decide to actually fall back this time.
Disco going to get boosted as well, try and spot through smoke. Haven't found much yet, and 2Gugs, as you say, waiting for his time to arrive. Flash goes through, double bounce on it oddly enough as it comes off the wall, but Rez takes advantage of it, long duration before it popped, and now Paz. He's going to try and cover off Ali as Xantares will go to work once more, and now it's Paz's turn. Zelos found. Xantares on the flank, drop down 2 and bomb. So Freddy B falling, it's going to leave just Rez. 9-4 going to be the score inevitably. With 28 seconds left, and he's already committed to the drop room. Good op shot from Desp again. He's quietly confident this game. I don't know if he's exactly the explosive player you mentioned, but he's definitely quietly confident. Indeed.
He seems to be just hitting the shots that count and making sure he gets the result here for his team. I think the loss bonus is starting to accumulate now. It's at a maximum, of course. 6 rounds in a row for Space Soldiers. It's been a pretty long time since Epsilon had that streak of 4 rounds. And they will be using that loss bonus to try and make something happen. It's going to be Desp aggressive again towards middle. Does fire in a good grenade. Does a ton of damage there. 75 in total. Does get a headshot though. That's going to be going down here. So an opening for Epsilon. It's a bit of a Hail Mary play, rush middle, hope for the best, and it's working out, but Paz, he's got other ideas. He comes in for the 3-man spray down, only gets 2. 3 versus 3 now.
3 versus 3, and they go on that missed shot from Desp, and the spray through. I'm surprised he didn't throw that flash to create an escape pattern a little bit further up the ramp. He hesitated, and old adage, he who hesitates loses. He gets caught in the open, headshot comes in, can't do anything against the pistol to reset his aim, and now it's going to be Xantares that has to hold off this swing play out toward long as they change their position from the lower mid over toward the corner instead. Does have backup though with 2Gugs, that's the good news. Xantares close angle, that's going to catch them off. Headshot, again, crosshair placement, doesn't even have to move it. Every single time he's got it dead on, and you just seem to either walk into it or he strafes out and it's already on you. Same thing again there, exactly that. Zelos goes down, it's just Rez remaining.
Well, double figures achieved on the CT side. The writing is starting to appear on the wall here. Last round of the first half, and that round could have been success for Epsilon. They take down Desp, he has the AWP towards middle, and he gets completely rushed down. But Paz rotating quickly from the connector room, takes 2 of them down, buys the CD some time, and it's a decent retake coming in. The bomb not planted once again. This is a strange buy from Epsilon. 2 pistols, the auto shotgun on the T side, and the AWP on Draken. It's definitely no tactic they can be really running here. Just rush, drop down with the auto shotgun, hope for the best, boys, to see what happens.
Well, the best so far is 1 kill. Paz out of the picture, but 2 shifts and Engine firmly back in it. Engine, however, has been spotted. He's low, the Molotov, no escaping that. He's got 4 HP. A single tick, down he goes. Draken waiting for an opportunity, but that opportunity is erasing itself as they slowly get closer down the alley, and bomb committed to the site, couldn't cross over, no smokes to allow the quick plant. And it is going to be a closed out half. 11-4. It was back and forth at the start of this, in fact, and it looked like Epsilon was going to keep this a contest, but Space Soldiers just absolutely stepped up to the battle.
Yeah, they lost the first pistol round and went 3-0 down. We thought, okay, well, and then they come back 4 in a row. Like I thought, it was going to be a very competitive game. At that point, I was saying, well, this is going right down to the wire again. Obviously, they got to get more than that. They seem to be firing on cylinders now and actually hitting everything. But after that, just a complete spell of rounds at 8 in a row towards the end for the Space Soldiers. A very convincing case match to actually finish this one off. If they win the pistol, that pretty much concludes it on the T side. But we'll see whether they can pick that up. Like I said, I think all the analysts have been discussing this behind the scenes. Whenever anyone has this huge sort of advantage, it's never the full story. It's never going to end 16-4. We don't think we've had a big scoreline at this event, from what I recall, at least from what we casted.
Well, we have casted all the games.
What has been
there was 2 off. That's right. There was 2 off camera. You're right. I'll give you that.
Yeah, they didn't stitch us up that much. It's all right.
And there's what they're fighting for, the trophy. $25,000 prize pool. First place gets 12,000 of it. Pass aggressive, slows it up, waits for the flash to go over. That allows Freddy to get to the stairwell, though, because, again, timing is almost equal. But as he fades away, they'll burrow into that new stairwell on the CT side. Xantaras starts it off again. Pistol shot into Disco.
He's just rushed middle by himself. I like the idea of hunting for information, but that's a little bit too far, I think. But anyway, it's going to be the 5-on-4, and now the smoke goes to quite connector. This is going to be a horrible situation for the CTs. It's going to be Space Soldiers just swarming the bomb site now. Rez does find one. Powerful in these positions. They'll get taken down eventually, though. Not towards the remaining CT. That's Draken. Oh, it's a 4-on-2 and make it a... Okay. I didn't get to finish my sentence, Matt.
You don't have to. It's fine. We get the point. And that's Space Soldiers. So a lot of the times, as you said, we saw these big halftime leads. They were extinguished due to losing the next pistol round, the ensuing pistol round, and letting the momentum charge up from the very beginning. So as long as the eco round isn't successful for Epsilon here, Space Soldiers have done something no other team has done in this situation.
Well, they kind of have to force by here. They need something. They need a bit of a miracle to get them back into this game. If they can win this round with the CZs, the Desert Eagles, armor, flashbangs, a couple of smokes as well, there's a chance. There's always a chance to get back into it. It's never over until it's over. Round number 17. Tension building now. A lot of these teams have been accused of not being able to close out games with the huge advantages. We've seen a lot, to make the point clear, we've seen a lot of huge first half scores, and then it always finishes with 16-13, 16-14 or overtime. So, we'll see. Space Soldiers actually being very defensive here, disciplined, using the time, bleeding out whatever utility the CTs may have here. That's both the smokes gone now, there's 1 flash remaining. I'll just be left with the pistols and 3 players towards the A side of the map as well. They don't really have any info as to what the T's are doing whatsoever. No one's really pushed for information, but it's not one of those sort of maps. You can't really do that on Cobble. It's not like a Dust 2 or Cache. You can't be hunting for information. It's so risky to do that. So you have to hold back and hope your setups do work in your favor. Freddy B rotating off from side alley, and it's going to be Doppler there by himself. He could actually get pincered here horribly. 2 guys coming in from long A. 3 of his teammates from danger as well. If this can even get 1 kill here, I'll be very surprised.
Well, you were right, because Tugux walks back round. Even though 3 players went up danger, it's an easy kill for Tugux and Xantaras. Wow. 2 easy ones for him, 2 headshots. Not surprising, it would seem, as 13 rounds seems to be written all over the scoreboard already. It's just a matter of the formality of planting the bomb and finding the 2 remaining, Zelos and Rez. They could go for the save in this opportunity. They do have CZ-75s. They've got armor. Again, we've mentioned on it, you can't really invest into the 3rd round on the CT side. Yeah, well, it depends. In this sort of scenario, you're going to have to try something. Do you try and bring that out? You get shotguns across the board and just hope for the best? Or you get to 13, you either get to 14-14 before you bring the guns out and hope that you have the cleanest half of all time on the CT side. Desp going hunting every possible which way. I don't think he knows that they turn red when someone goes in there. It shows that someone's inside the door. When it's locked? Yep. Does it really? Used to. I don't know if it still does. I can't actually say. Maybe they changed that because it was too obvious, but it definitely used to. Right then, so what's the call? I would say I don't need to go in the porta potty to take a shit in CS. I'm pretty bad in the server regardless, so I don't go there very often. I know, we've all seen it. Yeah, a few times. It's true. I'm looking forward to your next challenge. I've had 2 of them so far. Yeah, you have, and then you were on my team for the other one. And yeah, Anders let us down. Yeah, to be fair, it was, to be fair, I'll give you that one. It was Anders. Fair play.
13-4, and it's going to be, they are going to take the eco. I think that's probably, if I really had to assess it and analyze this, it is the best thing to do. Hope you can get the guns out next round and hope and pray for that real clean half. They're going to stack towards the B side here. But Zanteras, like I said, he loves it when they have no weaponry. He just jumps around and what are you doing, Draken? That's not going to work.
I do like it. All 4 of them go up the stairs and he just thinks, well, they won't expect me. I'll just stay here.
Maybe they won't never know. Well, here we go then. 14-4. Space Soldiers can smell the victory. It's so close. They already won the first map here. It's a best of 3, of course. This is their pick. They already beat Epsilon on theirs, which was cash. So what have Epsilon got in store for us? 5 rifles, 1 kit, no incendiaries, 4 smokes, a few flashbangs. That's about it. And this will be another very slow, methodical stance, I would imagine, from Space Soldiers. They know they're up against it in terms of aggressive CD plays, trying to get those cheeky kills and trying to get the man advantage in their favor. Don't need to give anything away. Just bleed them out once again. Epsilon, I was expecting better on the second map. I thought it was going to be a really competitive game with a chance to get to the third map, but it's proving not to be the case here. Freddy B and Disco, they've got a crossfire towards long A, but will they be able to do anything with it? There goes the flashbang. And Freddy B does get the first shot, though, a headshot towards Paz, and he actually they managed to get 2. So 5 on 3 now. The round's looking successful, at least.
It's the start they absolutely needed. But he's getting pushed out toward long. It's Disco Doppler that gets toward the corner to find Desp coming through. Tuzix has made it in toward the connector, but Bomb still has to cross over. There's still 2 CTs, inside of the A site. And a good read from Disco Doppler, who figures, all right, if he's gone a connector, the best way he can support his teammate is get toward the balcony. But one of the 2 players is on Taras, and he's got the shot once more on Doppler. However, it's traded. Zealous arrives in time. Bomb in the open. They just have to watch it. That's all they have to do. They don't need to force the issue. And Tuzix, he's got this down to a 1 versus 2. He's got them isolated, tagged up through the wall at the silo, but he's low enough on his own res. 6 HP was all he had to get. He closes it out.
Can you imagine if that shot and Stable hit the headshot? That would have been so, so good.
Yeah, I would say that would just be insult to injury at this point in time.
Yeah, or maybe just putting them out of the misery.
Desp. Tech 9, the rest still able to buy up on the Space Soldier side, including Engine, who goes on to the AWP, flash down toward middle. Tracking with the op on CT side this time. Smoke out Paz going to try and get close to it. Here's the nade bouncing through, so maybe not too close. Nades on the other side as well from the CT side. 1 player already down drop. That's 2 gooks. They've actually gone aggressive. They've gone quick about this. Torres, though, starting it off again. Exactly what they need as he gets inside and wants to wrap back around. Good aggressive peek coming out back from Drake, and that's going to take down 2 gooks. And it slows down 1 prong of the approach. Again, Zontara's already committing to this drop position. They needed to take him down, Draken, to make this happen quickly. As the flashes go over, Smoke still there, but Draken goes no scope. It doesn't work. It gives him away, and there's no one able to close this down. Gets his vision back in time, Paz, but Zelos, he's got the damage in return, but not enough to cover off and hold out Zanteras again as Freddy B, last alive flank coming in. Bomb played in safe side of the statue, and they just have to watch the mouth of long. Freddy could go back to drop, but it would buy a lot of time.
He's got no kit.
And he's exactly that, no kit. So it's very likely he walks right in, and it's going to be map series championship point for Space Soldiers on Cobblestone.
No money, of course, 15-5. Have to force buy. This is pretty much it now. If they were to win this round, it'd be an absolute miracle. Desert Eagles, CZ, and a Scout, that's all they've got to work with. Space Soldiers won't give anything away here. They won't risk anything. You can see some of the players of Epsilon head in their hands. I think they know which way this one's going. It's always difficult to admit it, but it's going to happen.
Especially when they had to fight through the lower bracket, remember. They got beaten early on in the tournament by Millennium in that group. So it was a battle for them just to get to the final. They did extremely well. Took down Ents, 3 long games, very long games. And then a relatively short one here on Cobble, unfortunately. An Engine, he may shorten it further as it's be Freddy that goes down. It could be the start of the end. Minute 23 left to work with as they still just sit back on that initial pick and try and figure out exactly what the buy is, if there's any. Obviously, we know it's going to be pistols, but how much? Or is it going to be SMGs? Is it utility? What do they have on the Epsilon side?
5 and 4. You feel like the inevitable is coming. 1 minute separates Space Soldiers and the championship. Making their way towards the B site. Rez is waiting, but they just haven't got anything to work with here. As I've always said, Zanteras Loves these opportunities. We can just walk in and blow the head off anyone that's waiting with a lesser weapon.
Oh, team kill though for Xantares. He did get res. You always say it, Henry, fire away. If someone gets in the way, as long as you achieve your goal, it's fine. And Draken takes Xantares back, but he did achieve the goal. 3 versus 2. Draken, Deagle walks out. It's just 1 to go. Disco Doplin versus 3, and he's completely surrounded. Engine coming in. Doplin is staring it down with the scout. But they're going to find it, and he'll do it. It's Space Soldiers, 16-5 in the end, and ASUS ROG Summer Assembly Party. It's their championship, convincingly as well.
Very convincingly. You have to say the favorites come into this tournament are probably ASUS or Epsilon, and Space Soldiers, they've shown us they have got the raw skill and the team spirit and just the basic fundamentals of the game, their understanding of what they need to do to win a tournament. I was expecting a really great second map there, but they completely trounced them.
And not only that, not dropping an entire map throughout the course of the tournament. We know Xantares is a beast, he proves it again, but we've seen more from them now. Paz steps up, Tugux, I have to say, better finals than what we saw for most of the tournament. Overall, everyone awesome. Engine, you gotta give it to Desp as well, they said he's a beast, but that said, it's their championship. Snapple's gonna guide us through as they walk toward the trophy they've rightfully earned.
Yes, congratulations. How does it feel?
It feels great. We finally won a tournament. It's a smaller one compared to a major, for example, but it's still a nice accomplishment.
Yeah, I bet. Did you expect the games to go that fast?
We knew that cash could be a bit more problematic, but we were still confident and we won it. And on Cobble, you know, it's our best map, and yeah, it was faster than I thought still.
Anything you want to say to your fans in your own language?
Beyler, size çok teşekkür ediyorum support için, desteğiniz için. Umarım bizi daha fazla desteklersiniz. Yeah, that's it.
Congratulations, Space Soldiers, and please welcome to the stage the ASUS representatives to give out the medals, Raquel and Boyko. You're gonna get medals. Congratulations, and no more delays, boys. It's all yours. Grab it up. On my behalf, it is time to say thank you, everybody, and give it to Natu and boys to close it out for you.
What can I say? Congratulations, Space Soldiers. Cool to see a new winner. Truly deserved as well. I mean, that second map was just a showcase of their skill, how they play together, and I mean, Epsilon just got simply wrecked on that one.
You know, these guys have looked promising for quite a while online, and people always talk about, well, they didn't go to these tournaments, don't go here. So I'm really hoping that after winning this tournament here, they get more opportunities to attend more tournaments in general. Because, I mean, these guys are a good enough team that they should get invited for some of the second-tier events, and hopefully this will open more opportunities for them.
Yeah, no, absolutely it should. And what's really cool about it as well is in the way and the fashion they did it as well, because for the better part of these two maps, Xantares wasn't really the driving force.
Definitely not.
I mean, yeah, Tommy, you can kind of keep track of that for the better part of it, and well, it took a while for him to get going on Cobble.
Yeah, but then at the end he finished Cobble with an 18-3 run. So yeah. I mean, he just took over at the end.
Yeah.
Did what was needed. I mean, but it was a team effort. The whole team showed up, and what can I say? I mean, they just look like a very good team.
Yeah, I mean, and you could see their frustration just rising on the Epsilon campus game through when towards the tail end. The Space Soldiers coming out on top on all the clutch situations. Just basically, Epsilon never really finding the opportunity to have the numbers favoring themselves going to the bomb sites, even if they had their set strats coming in. You know, Space Soldiers would still find a frag through a smoke in a gap, just find a way to make it work. So it felt to me like, you know, it was just meant to be that they would be clinching this one, especially seeing the first map how it went, and Cobblestone being the one that they feel super comfortable on.
And I also think that Epsilon sort of got frustrated sometimes. I think they started going for the hero plays a little too much when the game was still well within their grasp. All they needed was a bit of a comeback, but they definitely started going for the hero plays a little bit at some point where they felt like the game started slipping away from them.
Yeah, I guess we didn't see too many timeouts this weekend. I guess that's something that some of these teams could take into consideration going into the later stages, because, you know, at a certain point it just kind of boils over, and you need to have someone with that calm head to basically calm everyone else down. So you need to have that calming force. Otherwise, what happened on Cobble, you can basically just have that meltdown where nothing is working for you, and you just give the map away pretty much. And that's not really going to cut it if you try to climb the ladder really into the upper echelon.
But I mean, regardless, still, Epsilon did very well in China, obviously, earlier.
Absolutely.
And I mean, second place, yeah, I mean, they definitely wanted to win, and they're for sure extremely disappointed. But I mean, it's all valuable experience. These are young kids still, aside from Zelos, don't have much experience at all. So, you know, it's all valuable for them. I mean, you got to lose a couple of times usually before you start winning. And they had multiple players step up at times. Reds especially was very, very impressive here, much more so than we originally may have thought.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's still a good step for them. You know, it's part of the progress.
Oh, definitely. And I mean, if part of your progress is getting second places, then you're already doing something right.
Yeah.
So no need to despair for them. Obviously, they probably would have liked to have a better showing in the finals, but they have no reason to really hang their heads overall. Well,
any last words before we close the show here?
I think we all agree that Xantares is the unanimous MVP of the analyst desk for this tournament.
Absolutely.
Has to be. I mean, you know, but the winning team, and he's just, even though, I mean, he didn't really have to be as big of a factor throughout the most of that match until, I would say, maybe the last 10 rounds or so of that second map.
Yeah, but sometimes that's all it takes. I'm just really happy that this team proved that they can actually compete as a team. Because for the longest time, we all assumed, well, Xantares is a super talent, but will he ever get a chance to really go anywhere with that? But now it looks like hopefully this team will, you know, take the next steps.
Well, it is time to say goodbye, and thank you guys it's been an awesome weekend. So,
thanks for having us.
Definitely. Also, thanks to Mr. Staticus and Mr. Henry G for their tremendous work, and also everyone behind the scenes. Our producer, Ulf.
This company right here.
We love them. We do. Also, obviously, thank you to our lovely sponsors, ASUS, Intel, and Palrinho. This has been ASUS ROG. It is now time to say goodbye and see you next time.